Hello friends, how are you all? Welcome to our JavaScript video tutorial. Today, let's talk about JavaScript variable. What does it do? How does it work? And what is the difference between var, let and const? Now, let's see what is a variable. Variables are fundamental to all programming languages. They serve as container for storing various types of data, such as text, strings, numbers, and more. These containers allow you to set, update, and access data whenever needed. Simply put, variables are symbolic names representing values. To create variable, you use the var keyword and the assignment operator is equals to assigns a value to the variable. For example, where variable name is equals to value. Now let's head to the naming convention for JavaScript variables. We have to follow these rules while we are naming the JavaScript variable. The name must start with a letter or underscore or dollar sign. It cannot start with a number and it can only contain alphanumerical characters from A to Z and 0 to 9 and underscores, and spaces are not allowed in the variable, and it cannot be a JavaScript special words, keywords or reserved words. Now I will let you demonstrate this on the VS Code. Here I'll write var name is equals to sad. I'll write console.log name. Here you can see that the name is being printed, and this way we can write variable name, and we can also write here a dollar sign. It will also take a variable. You can see that the sad is being printed. I'll clear it, and we can also write numbers afterwards like this. I can write 99 after this, and it will take this 99. Look here, I can write this, and I can also write two things too, two words together like this. First name. It is also called camel casing. I'll write here first name. You can see that the sad is being printed. Now we will see what we can't do and what we cannot name a variable. Here lots of people do is they will put a space here. This is not a valid name for a variable. Here you can see it will give an error, unexpected identifier name. This is not invalid. And what a lot of people or new student do is they will put or share a number. So this is also not valid. Here you can see invalid or unexpected token is coming. So these were all the ways that you can write variables. I have showed you valid and invalid ways to write a name of a variable. Now let's head to the declaration of JavaScript variables. There are three ways to declare a JavaScript variable. First, using var, and second, using let, and third, using const. Now we will look at each one by one. First, we will see at var. This is the one that we have did before. This is the best example of where we have written here var and variable name, and we have given a value to a variable, and we have here console.log here first name, and here is the output. Now, now let's look at the let. Let is a block scope variable. Means block scoping means that a new scope is created within a pair of curly brackets. I'll demonstrate this here. I'll write let score equals to 50, and Right here, if to let score is equals to 100. I'll console.log this one. Now I'll console.log this one. Here you can see that this one is being printed first and this one is being printed, means score is equals to 50. So we can reassign value using let. Here we have block and we have reassigned value using let. Now let's add the const. Const is used when we want a variable to be constant, and it is also a block scope. And let and const, it was introduced in ES6 model. Now let's demonstrate this const on our VS Code editor. I'll write here const score 60 and I will console.log this score. Here you can see that it is being printed. I clear it, and if I want to reassign a value to a score, I cannot reassign because it is in const. I'll let you demonstrate this one. You can see score is equals to 100. I will see it will give an error. Here it is in type error, assignment to constant variable. We cannot reassign any value to variable const. Now we will look at the difference between of where, let, and const in a theoretical way. First, we will look at the where. It is a traditional way of declaring variable, and it is a function scope and not block scope, and it can be reassigned and updated. Now we will look at the let. It was introduced in ES6. Offer block scoping can be reassigned but not redeclared in the same scope, and provide more predictable behavior compared to where. Now we will look at the const. It was also introduced in ES6 and it is also block scope, and it cannot be reassigned once it declared, and it provides a constant reference to the values. Here you can see that it has been given const pi 3.1, and if we are reassigning that value, it will give an error. Now the question arises when to use each of these. If you are working with older code bases, you have to use where, and when you need a variable that can be reassigned, you have to prefer let. And when the variable value should remain constant, you should use const variable. So friends, in this video, we learned what variables are, how they work, and how where, let, and const are different. If you want to know anything else, feel free to ask in the comment. Keep smiling and happy coding. Thank you.